Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Dungeoncast. I'm Brian.
And I'm Will.
This is the podcast where we talk about everything Dungeons & Dragons, from hairless homunculi to harmonious hermits. And today we are revisiting the Cleric.
The Dungeoncast. All right, Brian, we're back.
We are back at it again, damn Daniel.
Indeed we are. And we're revisiting the Cleric.
It's true.
Which is one of my favorite classes. I like the Cleric a lot.
Yeah, it was a fun episode last time we did it. But
That was a long time ago.
it was a long time ago, A, and B, no Xanathar's Guide was out, and Volo's wasn't even out.
Nope, it was in the Elder days.
The Elder Gons.
Yeah, in the time that time forgot.
The long ago.
The long ago. Okay, so a lot's happened to the Cleric since then, and we actually have 4 subclasses to cover that we didn't cover before.
Yeah, we hit some of them in our Xanathar's Guide episode.
We did
a brief touch, but we didn't want to get too deep in that episode.
But in this episode, we're breaking it down for you, and we're really digging into some of these subclasses, and some of them are really cool.
Like a tower of Legos.
Yeah.
But Mom just told us we can't play anymore, so we got to put it away. Breaking it down.
All right, so let's get into it. The first subclass that I want to talk about is actually out of the Dungeon Master's Guide.
Okay.
We're going to go through these subclasses in the order that they were released, and so that's the first one. This is also I think it's the first truly evil option of any class that we've dug into.
So the anti-cleric.
It's the evil cleric.
It's what's
because
his face.
Some clerics can serve evil deities. It's a thing.
Who's the Reverse Flash? I think his name is just Reverse Flash, right?
Well, yeah. Oh my God! Don't tell me his name. I got the nerd cred to know this. Theobald something. I can't remember his name.
Nerd cred.
I know, right? He's got some futuristic name, Eobard Thon or something like that.
That sounds close.
Yeah,
that sounds pretty close.
Eobard Thon or something like that. Anyways, moving on.
Look below for some hilarity, because I know
please
it's coming.
Correct my dumbass in the comments. All right, so the evil option is the death domain. So basically, if you're...
Did you say that was in the DMG?
It's in the DMG, yeah.
Really?
It's in Dungeon Master's Guide, yeah.
I did not know that there was a class.
Yeah, there are 2 class options in the DMG, the Death Domain Cleric and the Oathbreaker Paladin.
That's where that is.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So the Death Domain Cleric is basically an evil option for clerics that basically if you are worshiping a deity of death or undeath or necromancy, murder, plague, poison, any of those can kind of fall into this to a certain degree. I like this option to a certain degree because I always like having an evil option because some heroes aren't good and that's okay to explore. But the more I delved into the mechanics of this subclass, the more I realized, man, this is really uncreative and boring because basically every single feature focuses on nothing but damage, which is really power gamey and again really boring.
That's
to me.
odd for clerics.
Yeah, I guess their point was, well, this is an evil cleric, so it likes to kill. So,
okay,
that's my take on it.
What's the fastest way to get some death on?
Yeah, pretty much.
Damage die.
So at level 1, you get a feature called Reaper.
Sorry, what?
You get a feature called Reaper at level 1.
Oh man, I thought you said a different word.
What'd you think I said?
I thought there was no E in that word.
Oh no, God no! Jeez, oh my God!
Okay.
So with
D&D,
the Reaper,
not gonna play that.
With the Reaper feature,
okay,
you get proficiency in martial weapons. You also gain 1 necromancy cantrip, which there's only 3 in the game, and one of them is in the most recent book. I think it's the Xanathar's Guide called Toll the Dead. The other 2 are Spare the Dying and Chill Touch. So
you get to pick one of those.
Yeah, you get to pick one of those. Mind you that Toll the Dead's a pretty good spell. I mean, I've glanced over it, and it does. I think it does like a D8 necrotic damage, but if the enemy is below full life, it does a D12, which for a cantrip is pretty good.
Yeah, like a level 1 cantrip.
Yeah,
they're all level 0, but I mean, like as an early in the game, that's very good.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, also it levels up, so it's 2d12 at level 5 and so on and so forth. I think the only cantrip I can think of that's more powerful is Eldritch Blast.
Yeah, man. I had a player do Eldritch Blast at a high level, and I was shocked that they get 3 of those motherfuckers.
Yeah,
I was like,
they're separate attacks. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Wow. Very good.
So you get more from this feature. Also, with your necromancy cantrips, you can target 2 targets instead of 1. Now that's very handy. Again, we're focused on killing here.
Yeah, and that's some damage output.
Yeah. I think my main problem with this subclass is it's so extremely focused on damage, and there's not enough cool actual necromancy going on for a death domain cleric.
It's just like beams of black energy like coming out of you or whatever, like slashing people up.
Yeah, I mean, you'll get the animate dead spell and stuff, but I wish there was like a channel divinity or a feature that also boosted that or helped you enthrall people, or I don't know, something like that. Moving on, at level 2, you do get a channel divinity. It's called Touch of Death, and it's just you get extra necrotic damage with a melee attack when you hit. And it's once per short rest, and then the damage is equal to 5 plus 2 times your cleric level, which is pretty substantial.
Yeah.
Most like extra damage stack isn't any weird formula like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, at level 2, that's an extra 9 damage once a short rest. That's pretty good.
That's a lot of damage.
Indeed, it is. At level 8, you're going to get a feature called Divine Strike. Now, this I find more boring than the rest because this isn't even the only subclass to get this feature at this level.
Oh.
The only difference is like this one's necrotic damage. So with Divine Strike, once a turn, you can cause an extra 1d8 of necrotic damage with your weapons. Again, pretty substantial, an extra d8 every single turn of damage. But again, it's just more damage. Oh, I skipped a feature. At level 6, you get a feature called Inescapable Destruction. All necrotic damage.
These are names like, what the fuck?
Hey, don't forget you're evil.
Yeah.
All necrotic damage that you do punches straight through resistance.
Oh.
So again, substantial, but very damage focused. And then level 8 was Divine Strike. And finally, at level 17, all your necrotic spells can target 2 targets instead of 1, as long as the targets are within 5 feet of each other. Again, just more damage.
Yeah. So your cleric is like, before he goes to bed every night, they're getting down on their knees at their bedside and praying to Death God for more high damage die rolls.
I just want to kill.
Can you please let me roll the full D8?
Right.
Please.
Right.
Tomorrow's a big fight.
Now, you do get some really cool domain spells from this, and here are just a few that I thought, again, are very necromancy and very cool. You get Ray of Sickness, Ray of Enfeeblement, Animate Dead, Blight, and the Anti-Life Shell.
The Anti-Life Shell?
It's a high-level spell. That's I think it's like a level 8 spell or something like that. But
I'm going to turn you into a butterfly with this shell.
Overall,
it'll be a death butterfly.
Right. Overall, this subclass, like, it's very grim, and that's cool, but
it's so dry.
It's dry.
There's no flavor.
There's nothing going on
They
here.
didn't even salt this bad boy.
Do better, wizards. Any questions about the death domain?
Maybe it was just an early... They just kind of pooped this one out.
They put it in the DMG as just a quick option. I mean, we got the first ASMR in that, and that got a total revamp. So maybe we'll get an evil character options book or something. Who knows? We'll see.
Okay.
I know that Wizards is not big on promoting any evil options to any great degree. Like,
yeah, well, I mean, that makes sense.
You're supposed to be a hero. I get it, but like for me, this is more of a storytelling game. So I want to have all my pieces to play all my characters.
It's hard to sell when your mom's like, "You're gonna do what?"
Yeah, I want to be a death domain cleric, Mom. God,
so much damage.
You don't even know.
You don't understand, Mom.
All right, let's move on. Go ahead.
Never mind.
I felt like there was a question.
Yep, and it got blasted away by whatever just happened.
Okay.
I'm confused.
All right, next subclass.
Will get me back on track.
All right, next subclass. We are going to dive into the Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide, the SCAG.
SCAG. Don't pick your SCAGs.
There is a domain there called the Arcana domain.
Okay.
Which I have mixed feelings on.
Okay.
Because, I
remember what I was going to ask you because it just got the new question. If you're a death domain cleric, what kind of gods are you picking from?
Do you want specifics or like the kind of deities?
Well, I know the kind of deities got to be like into those things. So like, is there one off the top of your head? Like,
there's a few. I mean, obviously Vecna, although he's gonna have more wizards. Nerul, if you want to go with like some old lore. Cyric, he's an evil, insane deity from Forgotten Realms. Morgul, Bane.
It's all very sinister names.
Yeah. Chemosh from Dragonlance. He's like the god of undeath. Yeah, there's plenty. Like there's plenty. Shar, you can worship Shar. Yeah,
because I feel like if you're going to be a cleric and you're picking a domain, it's kind of important to know, your god is a big part of your role play.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, a lot of these deities that I just listed off will get their own episode eventually. But
right.
All right, back to the Arcana domain.
And then I was going to ask the same question.
Okay, go ahead.
So Vecna.
Yeah, Vecna.
and then I don't know the other gods.
I just listed a bunch.
No, for the Arcana domain.
Oh, for the Arcana domain.
Yeah, so like
I don't think Vecna would be part of this. No.
Okay.
No. He's either a necromantic cleric or a necromantic wizard, and that's it.
Oh, okay.
But for the Arcana domain, you would be worshiping deities of magic, which again, I have mixed feelings on this just because deities of magic usually just want you to practice magic.
Yeah.
Wizards maybe don't openly worship Mistra, but they tip their hat to her, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Thanks for the good spells.
Yeah, same with the gods in Dragonlance, Lunatari, Solinari, and Nutari. They are magic deities. They don't have clerics. Like wizards just kind of tip their hat to them, and hold them in high regard.
Sure.
But I guess it's your world, so whatever. If you want magic deities that also just religious worship, you got an option for it. So
cool.
This subclass is going to focus on that which is arcane. It's kind of like the knowledge domain, but I like the knowledge domain better. It just feels
I feel like the knowledge
flavorful.
domain could encompass this with the direction we're going in.
But
This is a specified version of the knowledge domain.
Going over the features for this, it definitely has its own distinct flavor.
Oh, I'm sure feature-wise, yeah.
Yeah, and it's the features that really make this subclass what it is, because I have a hard time pinning down the flavor for it until you start getting into these features.
Okay.
So, and just since we're shitting on this subclass a little bit, one of the other things about the subclass that I'm not a huge fan of is I wish it had more synergy with the wizard. Because I feel like someone who worships a god of magic would probably be a practitioner of magic. And so it'd be cool if they got to cast wizard spells using their wisdom mod. That way you can multi-class into wizard and still do that.
Oh.
But you don't get to do that. So we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about what you can do.
Okay.
What you can do is at level 1, you get a feature called Arcane Initiative or Arcane Initiate, where you have proficiency on Arcana, which is useful, and you also gain 2 wizard cantrips, and there's plenty of those, so you get some good choices.
Nice.
At level 2, you get a channel divinity called Arcane Abjuration. Basically, it's turn undead, but for strictly planar beings. Now, I like this. It's circumstantial, but it's flavorful for me. So basically, you get to turn undead against celestials, elementals, fey creatures, and fiend creatures.
Wow, that's pretty good.
I think it's really cool. I can't remember if shadow is a type of creature, because there's creatures from the Shadowfell, but if there is, whether there is or isn't, I would extend this to shadow creatures as well.
Okay.
If we're being extra planar, let's just be extra planar.
Let's go all the way.
Yeah. And later on, you can actually use this to banish these things back to their plane of existence, which is pretty cool.
Poof, poof.
Yeah. So I like that flavor. I think it's pretty cool. At level 6, you're going to get a feature called Spellbreaker, where when you cast a spell to heal an ally, you can dispel an ongoing spell on said ally. Does that make sense? So if there's a spell that's has a character weakened,
okay,
or trapped,
or a condition or effect, or anything
if it's from a spell, you when you heal them, you can also just end that thing on them.
Nice.
That's very effective for a healing class.
It's full restore from Pokemon.
Yeah, basically. Yes, it is. It's full restore from Pokemon. That's fantastic. I like this because as a normal cleric, oftentimes you are having to choose. Do I heal?
Yes.
Do I end an effect? That's your turn too.
Yes.
So
and I feel like conditions are more higher level. When you start getting into higher levels, it's starting to really pile
more
those
common.
on.
Yeah, absolutely.
So later in the game, this is really pro.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's a really good feature, period.
Are you magically afraid, my dude?
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Here's 8 health.
I think it's at this point that I'm finally beginning to feel the flavor of this subclass, and I like it okay.
Feel that flavor.
Yeah. At level 8, you get a
Delicious.
feature called Potent Spellcasting, which is just a nice damage stacker. You get to add your Wisdom mod to all your damaging spells.
Ooh.
Which
Nice.
is... It's similar to kind of what I said about using your Wisdom mod for wizard spells, because if you did multi-class, this should count, but you don't get to use your Wisdom DC for those wizard spells. You'd have to use your Intelligence DC, so synergy isn't quite there.
Yeah, it's a little weird, but it is icing on the cake.
It is icing on the cake. And finally, at level 17, you get a feature called Arcane Mastery, where you get to add a 6th level, 7th level, 8th level, and 9th level wizard spell to your arsenal.
What? Wow.
And you get to use your cleric stats for that.
Wow.
That's, again, very good. Obviously, that's really high level 17. So it doesn't necessarily need the synergy with wizard, with the wizard class, but I feel like it should.
Level 6, 7, 8,
and
wizard
9
and 9 wizard spells are very strong.
Each. Yeah, absolutely. So it's definitely useful, if not maybe the most powerful thing. But yeah, that's the Arcana domain. Do you have any questions about the Arcana domain while I drink this delicious clear water?
Man, that water does look delicious. But now that I'm thinking about it, I don't really have like questions you named. Like I'm pretty much going to ask you like, what's the pool of gods we're picking from here with each of these? But you've already answered that. So.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, just from 2 settings, but like there are more.
Well, I only want a few because just to get an idea, like who is, if we rolled this character or whatever, who would they? This is a big part of who they would be.
Who are the gods of magic? And there's many of those. Okay, so if there's no questions, we'll move on to the third domain.
Hit me with that third domain.
Yeah, this is a very popular domain. This is a domain from the Xanathar's Guide. It's called the Forage domain.
Ooh, I really like this one.
Yeah, I know you do. So with this, the concept is Forage domains, they worship gods of craftwork, of civilization, and of artisans. Some of their dogmas usually are like patience and hard work tend to be like their philosophy.
Right.
And it's a very dwarfy domain because, well, dwarves are...
And that's why I love it so much.
This
is so dwarvish.
Yeah, it's very dwarvish. I really like it. So...
fire giant.
Yeah.
It could be a Goliath.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Fuck it.
Yeah.
You can be whatever the hell you want. It's D&D. So at level 1, you get proficiency in heavy armor and smith's tools. So that's built into the class. You can work metal. Makes sense. Forge domain. You also get a feature called Blessings of the Forge. Once per long rest, you can imbue 1 non-magical armor or weapon with a +1 version for a day. That's very powerful for a level 1. Yeah.
Armor or weapon.
Yeah. Of your choice for anyone. It could be for you or an ally.
So if you're the sponge in the crew, you can just plus up the armor. Magic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or if you got a big old hammer, you can swing a little harder.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Good. So good.
Having a +1 and it being magical at level 1 is
bonkers.
Very, very good.
Yeah.
At level 2, you get a channel divinity called Artisans Blessing. As an hour-long ritual, you can craft any non-magical metal object worth no more than 100 gold. You must use metal resource. You must have enough metal equal to the value of the object that you're making.
Okay, so
Does that make sense?
You need 100 gold worth of raw materials.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay.
Or less, I guess.
You can create a copy of something, but you have to have that thing on hand.
Okay.
Otherwise, you won't know how to.
So if you find a dope sword and it's like less than 100 gold, or 100 gold, and your buddy over here likes to use swords, you could just make another one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
It has to be non-magical. Now, I really, really, really like this feature because it's not combat focused, and there's a lot you could get creative with this.
Okay.
I mean, hell, you can make copies of keys to break into places. Like, you can do all kinds of shit. As long as it's made of metal, you can make a copy. and yeah.
We don't need a rogue.
Yeah, absolutely.
I am a rogue.
And sometimes maybe you find yourself in a weird situation where you need a very specific tool that you just don't have.
Okay.
But if you have the metal on hand, you just do this ritual, you can craft it, and now you have it.
I thought you had to have a copy of it.
No. If you want to make something specific, like a key, you have to have the key to make the copy up.
So if I'm like, I really fucking need a crowbar.
You can make a crowbar. Yeah.
Nice.
It just won't be identical to any other crowbar on the planet, but who cares?
Yeah. It's unique, and you stamped it with your signature. So this is a fucking forged cleric special.
Indeed it is. Also, just to back it up, you're gonna get some pretty cool. How do I say this? I guess item focused spells, which I kind of like.
Okay.
In this domain, you're going to get the identify spell, which helps you identify whether an object is magical and exactly in what way. You're going to get the magic weapon ritual, or I think with magic weapon, you enchant an item to be magical, not you summon a magic item.
Summoning magic items is really high level stuff. I feel like
you'll get the elemental weapon thing, which I think with that one you summon it. I'm gonna have to look back. Either way, it's a very item focused spell. Fabricate and creation are 2 more spells. I don't even know what those do, but they sound dope.
I'm pretty sure I could guess the nature of what they do.
Indeed
one probably fucking fabricates.
Back to the features. At level 6, you're going to get a feature called Soul of the Forge. With this, you get fire resistance, which I like because you're constantly
You're a forge cleric, yeah.
And you get a +1 to your AC while wearing heavy armor.
Nice.
So making you a little bulkier.
I like the heavy armor thing they do with clerics. Like,
yeah,
we
it
know,
is cool.
We know you want to just fucking tank it out. So here you go.
It's true. It's true. At level 8, you get Divine Strike. Remember, we talked about this for the Death Domain. In this case, rather than Necrotic, once a turn, you get to add a 1d8 of fire damage to your melee attacks.
Really fucking awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. You're going to get a feature at level 17, but I think the notes are over here. Oh, yeah. I remember this feature. Give me a second here, guys.
I got you.
Okay, yeah. At level 17, you get a feature called Saint of Forge and Fire, which is really fucking epic. You get immunity to fire damage and resistance.
Immunity?
Yeah. Immunity to fire damage and resistance to all non-magical damage that's piercing, slashing, or bludgeoning while you're in heavy armor.
You become a powerful monster.
Yeah, basically, you just get that much more tanky. Honestly, this is probably a not very powerful feature for level 17.
Yeah, that is very late.
It is late in the game.
But if you're fighting like hordes of weaklings and stuff.
Yeah, but non-magical bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage almost doesn't exist on that level if you're doing what level 17 characters do.
Well, no, what I mean is like you're level 17. Have you ever played Dynasty Warriors?
Yeah.
So
of course I have. Yeah,
you're basically not fighting a general.
Yeah.
And that feature just makes you so broken.
Very much so.
You're like unstoppable in like an army setting, pretty much.
Yeah, it definitely has its uses. Do you got any more questions about the Forge domain?
No.
Okay. Well, with that, it's time to take a short rest.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, everybody. I know there's a time in your life where you have to take a short rest. It's our time now. We're doing it. We're not talking about the last thing. We're talking about how just my heart is full. And it's full of listener love. And I'm so grateful for all of you. The show would be nothing without you. Well, it wouldn't be nothing. It would be made because me and Will would be doing it anyway.
Yeah,
but
we wouldn't want to just talk into the void.
Yeah. And we appreciate everybody that helps us not talking to the void.
Yeah.
So if you can hear the sound of my voice.
Thanks for being our void.
Yeah. Thanks for being the void we talking to. Yeah. It's actually not a void. It's full of beautiful people. And thank you guys so much. All the comments and everybody coming out. So many new people. Welcome to the show. We have a couple people we want to thank for Patreon. Special thanks to Anga. I think you put your whole name on there. I don't want to say it all because I'm afraid I'm going to butcher it. I'm definitely going to butcher it. I'm sure my accent isn't fit to say these things, but
yeah. Also, I don't want to give people's full names.
Yeah, and that and to Rancery, thank you guys so much. I mean.
Yeah, thank you guys. Seriously, like your support means the world to us, and it's just thrilling that you guys are willing to support us in that way, and we really hope you're enjoying the bonus content that we're producing.
Speaking of bonus content, if you're hearing the sound of my voice, there's at least some of the new Vault Raiders up on the Patreon, probably at least 2 episodes of the new stuff. I really want to give a lot of special detail to the finale of these ones because they're very cool. So I'm working on them currently as we record, but before this episode is released, I've probably at least dropped a couple of those into the bank. And the others will be on the way shortly if they're not already in there too. But hopefully they are. I don't know. We'll see what the week brings for good old Brian.
Yeah. As for the contest we're running, the day that we are recording this, it is the last day of the contest. So by the time you're hearing it, the contest will have been over and we'll have announced the winners on Twitter. So congratulations to our 2 winners. We're gonna catch you on this show in 2 episodes from now because we're actually recording 2 episodes today. So.
Yeah. And since you mentioned that, if you are on Patreon and you want to get into the $5 tier, that's where the Vault Raiders is. It's probably one of the best things we do on there. And also the
early episodes.
Yeah. So if you're hearing this and you're logged into Patreon and it's not like a week from when we're recording this, then it's because you have that tier.
Yeah, you usually get episodes a week to 2 weeks earlier than you would waiting on our normal feeds.
Yeah, it's basically how fast can I get this bad boy edited and put up. So yeah, thank you guys all on Patreon very much. Thank you guys on YouTube for really coming out in the bulk these last few weeks. Wow. The channel is growing at an amazing rate, and we're very thankful for everybody participating and leaving suggestions and comments. We've got some emails lately. I don't know if you saw one.
I didn't.
We'll talk about it.
Cool.
I'm gonna answer it. And then Oh my gosh, man, I love you guys. Shoot.
Thank you guys. Yeah, we can't thank you enough.
Is there anything else that we need to drop?
I think we've covered it, and I think the fans deserve for us to get back to the show.
Well, let me tell them.
Oh,
let me
okay.
tell them.
Oh,
let me
yeah,
tell them
yeah.
about. Our,
Okay,
let me give
you
the
do
spiel.
that.
You can find us
that.
on SoundCloud.com/Dungeoncast or anywhere podcasts are found. I did a quick Google search for us. We're in a lot of places that I didn't expect to find us.
We're
but
everywhere.
Yeah, wherever it's the Dungeoncast. They're under your bed. Shh. You can find us on YouTube if you guys want to hit the like and subscribe and all that. That would be so awesome. And then you can email us at thedungeoncast@gmail.com. Let's go back to the show.
All right, let's go back to the show. And we're back.
We're back.
And we got one more domain to get through, and then we'll probably slap together a character after that.
Like a delicious sandwich.
Like
just slap together.
Slap it together.
Like a Jimmy John's.
Sure. So this last domain is also in Xanathar's Guide. It's called the Grave Domain. I like this domain. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, so I guess I'll realize where the line is drawn between this domain and the death domain, because they're right there.
You would think so. They're actually fairly opposite of each other. Well, the death domain is about killing and dealing death and raising the dead.
Dealing out death.
The grave domain is more about honoring the process of death. This is
see.
like it's like
That's
worship.
right, I remember
it's
now.
like worshiping the Raven Queen versus worshiping Vecna.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the grave domain, they consider death to be sacred and natural. They're super anti-undead. They often dedicate their lives to laying restless spirits to peace and easing the suffering of those who are dying and those who are grieving over the dead.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Davy Jones.
No.
Davy Jones is a grave domain cleric of the sea.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I guess he is.
He's passing souls to the other side.
It's true. Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna look me in my eyes.
Okay.
I'm gonna bring up Davy Jones on this show every chance I get. Oh, and Demogorgon. Shout out to Demogorgon.
Yeah, you bring up not just Davy Jones, but Pirates of the Caribbean in general, like every 3 episodes.
It's so good. It's a
It is
great,
very good.
It's a great
God
movie.
damn it,
Davy
man.
Jones is a great bad guy. Johnny Depp kills it in those movies.
Yeah. To both
Orlando
those things.
Bloom is very pretty.
Yeah, sure.
You
Yeah.
know, all of it, the whole package.
They
Boats. Fuck.
Grave domain clerics are also given the wisdom and power to stave off death when they think it is the right thing to do. So they do have a bit of a sway over when death happens to a certain degree. We'll get into that in some of the features.
Do you think the black pearl is painted black, or do they find wood that is that color?
That's a good question.
They got to repair it a lot, I'm sure, because it's constantly getting blasted up. Sorry, let's go back to the grave domain.
That's a good question. Yeah. All right, back to the grave domain. The first feature you're going to get is called Circle of Mortality. You get max healing when you are healing a target that is unconscious, like below 0
Oh,
or below.
nice. So it just automatically goes
Yeah.
to the full plus the whatever mod or...
Yeah, exactly, which is very handy because whenever you heal from 0 or below, it's always treated as if you're healing from 0. So even if they're at negative 25, if you heal them a full D8 plus 4, they're going to heal a full 12 and be at 12 HP.
That's really good.
Very useful.
They might be able to take an additional hit that way.
Yeah, I think this is extremely good at level 1, which is when you get it, because level 1 is probably the level you're most likely to fall unconscious and die.
Yeah.
So, it's just super, super handy.
Only the strong survive.
Yeah, plus you get to cast the Spare the Dying cantrip, you get to... Spare the Dying is a cantrip, I believe. And you get to cast that from range rather than via touch.
Ooh,
and
what's the range? Like
the range is 30 feet.
That's pretty good.
As a bonus action.
Oh.
You are keeping your dudes alive with this subclass.
Well, you're trying. And you're doing a good job of
You're
trying.
doing a better job than most.
Yes.
Also at level 1, you get a feature called Eyes of the Grave. Essentially, it's similar to a Divine Sense, but specifically for undead. You know Divine Sense from the Paladin?
Yeah.
It's the same thing where it's based off your wisdom mod. You get it that many times a day, and it's like within 60 feet, you can sense if there's undead.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty
I was
useful.
hoping it wasn't like you can see through the eyes of undead and like there's just like somebody in a grave and you're looking at like the inside of a box.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Not good.
At level 2, you get a channel divinity called Path to the Grave. As an action, you can curse a target to have vulnerability to all damage till the next time this target is hit. This is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think it's very good. Maybe it's not as mechanically good as I think it is, but I just think it's a nice tactical kind of feature.
Well, yeah, if you got somebody doing like Ray of Frost over here.
What I mean is like, you use it when your barbarians and they're frenzying rage and you're okay. Jeffrey the Barbarian's super pissed right now. I'm going to use my Path to the Grave to make sure he kills that fool. He's going to get, double damage.
Nice.
Yeah. So I just like the tactile aspect of it. I think it's really cool. At level 6, you get a feature called Sentinel at Death's Door. As a reaction, you can turn...
the names of these fucking things.
I know, they just get more and more ostentatious as we keep going. As a reaction, you can turn crits against your allies within 30 feet of you into normal hits, which is pretty
okay,
nice.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah. So
especially with the way we do it.
Yeah, and I think you can do this a number of times equal to your wisdom mod. So if you got like a 16 wisdom...
It's 3 times.
3 crits, like your party's almost never going to get crit. Because crits aren't all that.
It's a 5% chance to crit?
5% chance to crit. And I don't know about you, but I think the DM probably on average only crits 3 to 5 times in a session. So you're going to cancel most of their crits.
Yeah, man. And make them feel bad.
Indeed.
Make your DM feel bad.
Yeah.
That's what this is
There's
all about.
There's no repercussions. At level 8, you get potent spellcasting. I think this is the same thing that... the Arcana domain gets. I didn't notice this in my notes, but now that I'm looking.
Now that
at
we're
it,
here,
I'm
delving it all out.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do better, wizards.
Well, there's gonna be some overlap because they're all clerics.
Yeah, you get to add your wisdom mod to cantrip damage. No, there shouldn't be overlap, Brian.
Not
just
at
because
all?
they're all
You don't think
clerics.
so?
I mean, yeah, it's probably harder to think up features as you keep going, but I mean, I don't know. I think that each feature should pretty much be unique for all subclasses. Otherwise, yeah, that's just my opinion, though. What do I know?
Maybe your standards are too high. Maybe mine are too low.
Maybe. Who knows? Level 17, you get a feature called Keeper of Souls. Each turn, when an enemy is killed, you can heal a target within 60 feet, equal to the number of hit die that enemy had. So it's almost like you're transferring life.
Ooh.
Does that make sense? So, like, you kill an owlbear. Poor owlbear.
Yeah.
I
kick an owlbear in the jaw, it dies. You take its soul out and you put it into this guy.
Yeah, pretty much.
And any hit die that guy had goes straight into this fool.
I'm pretty sure that when on like a monster stat block, it has like their HP total and it has how many, like 4d10 is like a little die thing in parentheses next to the HP total.
Okay.
Does this ring a bell to you?
No.
Okay. Well, it is. It is the thing that is.
Okay.
And so you would base it off that. So the DM would have to like give up that information. So like Owlbear, who knows, has like 4d10.
Okay.
So you would heal. You would transfer that life to an ally, and that ally would heal 4d10.
So you would roll the die. You'd roll the d10.
Yes.
So they don't get 40 hit points necessarily.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, they're more likely to get 20.
We get like 20.
That's the average. But honestly, that's actually pretty powerful.
Yeah,
although that is
ton.
really high level 17, Keeper of Souls. So yeah. So that's the last domain that we're covering today, Brian. Any other questions about the Grave domain?
I really like the names of its features. This is pretty extravagant.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But questions. Oh, well, I guess who? So the Raven Queen.
The Raven Queen, Kelemvor. I don't know if Kelemvor's still alive in Forgotten Realms. I don't follow Forgotten Realms. He's like the neutral god of death. He's like the Raven Queen for Forgotten Realms.
Right. The Raven King.
Who else would be under this?
The Raven Duke.
The Raven King. I can't think of any two off the top of my head, but I'm sure there's more than that.
Yeah. Okay.
Some neutral deity of spirits.
Let us know.
Yeah.
Down below.
Indeed. Other than that, let's build a cleric.
Let's build a cleric.
All right.
We're back again.
That we are.
Oh, damn, Daniel.
And I'm throwing dice at you.
Yeah, it's
All
okay.
Right. Yeah, we're back, and I'm gonna build a cleric.
What kind of cleric?
A Forge domain cleric. I've never built one before.
Tell me of that.
I'm going to build a female elf Forge cleric who, I made up a name right now. I'm trying to remember what it was. Jasarah Gemstar will be her name.
Jasarah Gemstar. Okay.
Jasarah, but it is with a J. It is with a J.
J-A?
J-A.
S-A-R-A?
S-A-R-A. Gemstar.
H? Can I add an H on the end?
Sure. Fuck it. Yeah. Yeah.
Gemstar. Like,
Gemstar, yeah.
Like normal, like Gemstar, like how it sounds.
Yeah. She's overly serious, and she takes her craft overly serious. It's because her dad was probably one of the most prolific weapon crafters in like an all elven kind.
Sure.
So she's kind of made it her mission to journey the world, find rare materials, and her goal is to
kill her dad.
No, her goal is to forge.
There can only be one.
A weapon that's
so powerful she can kill her dad.
To be wielded by a hero, so that the weapon goes down in history along with the hero's name.
Oh, cool.
But her goal is not to be that hero. She is not a hero.
Oh, okay.
She's a blacksmith.
Okay.
And that's all she ever wants to be. But,
Captain Planet, he's a hero.
But we'll see what fate has in store for her.
Okay.
So first let's roll stats, and then we'll start adding all the racial stuff. So my first roll. Ooh,
wow.
16.
Cool.
I'm already liking Jasarah a lot. Not bad. Not bad. What is that? 10?
Yeah, 10.
10. That's
Everybody
6 saved me. Ooh.
Not bad.
14? 14. All right.
No, that was a 13. Sorry.
Was it? Okay.
6,
scratch
5,
it.
2,
Scratch it. Make that a 13. This is not good. This is an 8.
An 8.
All right. Come on, Jasarah. One more good roll. That is a 10.
Okay. Uh-oh.
It is what it is. And
9.
8 and 9. Can I re-roll that 8? Since that's how we do it.
Yeah. Totally.
Okay. Last re-roll is what it is.
But you're taking it. I don't care if it's a 6.
Well, it's certainly not. It looks like it's a 15.
Yeah, that saved you. You're finally balanced.
All right. Not balanced. I'm overpowered. But,
well,
that's okay.
Well, you have 2 10s and a 9.
You're just used to characters that are very powerful.
I guess I am.
Yeah, that is an overpowered character when it comes to standard.
Oh.
Well,
But
but only slightly. Okay, so
I'm sorry. I hit the
so
microphone.
let's add the racial stuff before we do anything. So she's gonna get a +2 to dexterity.
Well, where do you want to put these stats, boy?
Oh yeah, I'll hold the stats.
Well, I mean, I wrote them on the back of the thing.
Oh no.
So
Okay.
you look at it like this.
Okay, there we go. Can you put beside dexterity +2 and beside wisdom a +1? Because she's gonna be a wood elf.
Dexterity +2 and wisdom +1.
+1, yeah.
Okay.
So let me see what my stats are again. All right, so
You got a 16, 15, 13, 10, 10, 9.
put the 15 into wisdom to make that a 16.
Okay.
Put the 16 into Constitution because I want her to be able to take a hit.
Okay.
And then put the 15 into Dexterity.
So you get 17.
Yeah, actually, she's gonna be wearing heavy armor, so I might not give a fuck about Dexterity. Give me a second here. Put the 15 into Strength. She needs to be buff. So to take back what I just said, put the 15 into Strength. She needs to be strong. She's forging metals.
Okay.
Let me see the stats again.
So
13 into Dex to make that a 15.
Nice.
And
Yeah.
what do I got left?
Intelligence and charisma.
Well, she's not stupid, so put the 10 in intelligence.
Okay.
And the 9 into charisma, for she is not very persuasive.
Gotcha.
All right, so
She's like, you want this fucking sword or not?
so with that, let's add in these features. I'm thinking we're gonna make her level 6. That sound good to you?
Sounds great.
All right, so let me pull up the elf real quick, and I'll have you write down the features.
Does that end on a
feature?
feature? I like to end on a feature.
Well, I just want to get the elf stuff written down so I can close this book.
Oh, yeah,
and
totally.
we can just open up Xanathar's. So she's gonna have 35 walking speed because she is although that's gonna get knocked back down to 30 because of the heavy armor. Proficiency, just put elf weapon training.
Okay.
Somewhere. Mask of the Wild, she can attempt to hide even when I'm only lightly obscured by foliage, heavy rain, falling snow, mist, or other natural phenomena.
That's cool.
Fey Ancestry,
Yeah.
proficiency in perception, so you can just add perception to the skills list.
Okay.
I just get that. Dark Vision, of course, because this is 5e, and everyone gets that.
Almost everybody.
And also the trance ability. I don't have to actually sleep for 6 hours. I can just trance
Meditate
for
for 4.
All right, so we're gonna do level 1. So
We got the books.
let me see here. Spellcasting. My divine domain is gonna be Forge. I'm gonna get an ability score improvement at level 4. Let me see my ability scores really quick.
Yeah, buddy. 15, 15, 10, 16, 9, 16.
I think I'm going to put 2 into wisdom to turn that into an 18.
Nice. Okay. So
she's good at what she does.
+2 ability score.
I'm going to get Destroy Undead at level 5. And just more feature stuff from my subclass at level 6. So I'm going to have spells going up to 3rd level and 4 cantrips.
Okay.
So we'll do the spell selection at the end. Let's look at what Xanathar's guide is giving me. Even though I know we just talked about the Forge Cleric, I got to relook at it.
Yeah, to get the specific names on there. You don't want to write it down wrong.
Indeed.
I'm always like, you get that thing that gives you +1 to weapons and it makes them magic. Yeah, that thing.
Actually, looks like you'll be building a druid. Sorry.
What do you mean?
Druid's the next one we're doing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I thought I was fighting, but I was wrong.
Oh.
Okay, so I get proficiency in heavy armor and smith's tools, but we already knew that. I'm going to get that blessing of a forge ability where I can imbue an ally, more likely, armor or weapon to be a +1.
Okay.
I'm going to get that Artisans Blessing where I can craft stuff out of metal, like anything I want.
Nice.
And I'm going to get the Soul of Forge. So I resist fire damage, and I actually have a +1 to my AC. Let's go ahead and put me in chainmail, and that'll give me a 17 AC.
Okay. Chainmail. And 17 AC.
Yeah.
Is mail spelled M-A-I-L?
Mm-hmm.
From
that it is.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. My initiative, what's my dex mod? +2, so I get a +2 to initiative. I think the proficiency bonus at level 6 is 3. I think that's right. Is that right?
Oh, yeah, that is right.
Yeah, so +3.
Or no, is it +4?
I think it's +3. Let's check real quick.
Man, how come it's like the same for everybody? How come I can't remember?
Let's see. At level 6, it's a +3.
Cool. All right.
So let's choose some skills.
Yeah, some skills and some
reopen
saves.
that book.
And what are your
For
hit
saves,
die? You got a
I think
D10?
Charisma and Wisdom are going to be my 2 saves.
Okay.
Just because that's just what comes with the class. Oh, I didn't pick a background. I should probably do that.
Oh, yeah, because that adds a skill.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I'll do that first. So for background...
Alkalite is the obvious choice.
No, she's going to be a guild artisan, so let me pull that up. She comes from a family of smiths. Sorry, I keep hitting the mic. She comes from a family of smiths, and we need to look at what that means. Guild artisan. So I get insight and persuasion for 2 more skills. 1 type of artisan's tools. So let me see what complements the. She's also going to be a jeweler and gem cutter because she likes to encrust gems and gild her.
Nice,
shit. So,
shiny.
Yeah, there we go. Language of my choice, Dwarven, because she likes to know those Dwarven secrets. She's not weird about the relationship between dwarves and elves. She wants to infuse Dwarven techniques with Elven techniques.
Nice, cool.
And make Dwelven techniques.
Dwelven techniques, the best of both.
Yeah.
worlds.
Guild business. Let me see. No, guild membership is a feature. As an established and respected member of a guild, you can rely on certain benefits that membership provides you. I think the guild is just going to be my family name, so she's a Gemstar, and they know what that means.
Gemstar.
Yeah.
We got Gemstar.
Yeah. She can use her clout as a Gemstar to get certain stuff done.
Yeah, Gemstar. He's a precious mineral.
Indeed. So cleric. Let's choose. I think I get 2 skills off the cleric list. I guess religion, because I do have to be pious, don't I?
I guess I'm playing a cleric.
And then I'm gonna go with history because she's gonna know the history of like smiths that came before her.
Nice. I like history.
Yeah. Let me see here. Was I right about the saves? I was. Wisdom and charisma. Let's see. Was there anything else I need to choose besides spells?
What are you getting as a cleric? A D10?
For HP? Yeah, let's do HP. No, it's a D8.
It's a D8.
And what's my con mod? We'll just do an average here. I don't feel like rolling.
Con. Yeah. Well, your con was
it's a +3.
Yeah.
So good. I start off with 11 HP.
Okay.
And then the average, I think, for D8 is 5.
Yeah. It's half +1.
Let me see here.
So it would be 8.
5 + 3. So 8
every
times,
time you level.
8 times 5. Oh my gosh, I can do math. Is
40.
40? Yeah. So 40 plus 11, so 51.
51 HP. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. She's beefy.
Totally.
Jasarah Gemstar. Okay,
17 AC.
so let's choose some spells. I'm just gonna go with spells out of the player's handbook because I don't feel like digging around 5 other like resources.
Yeah, wizards. Do better. The title of this episode is Do Better, Wizards.
I know, right?
Organize your books. Shoot.
Let me
then
see
we don't
here.
need this podcast.
I think guidance and thaumaturgy are obvious ones. I get 4. Spare the dying, I guess.
Guidance.
And light.
Spare the dying and light?
Yeah. I'm just going to pick out spells that I'm most excited about. For level 1, Shield of Faith is one that I always like. And Bless. Those both feel like I'm boosting. I could reflavor those as like I'm boosting your actual armor. And stuff.
I don't just make armor. I make armor.
Yeah, indeed. So that's how I reflavor those. Second level spell that I'm, spiritual weapon. That's,
That's a good take home.
Indeed.
For the cleric.
Indeed.
One of the classics.
Third level spells, which are the highest I have at this level. What am I excited about? Ooh, Spirit Guardians. I just picture like her forefathers in like the dopest armor showing up, like that they crafted. So her father,
the shiniest
her grandmother,
fucking ghost you've ever seen.
Her grandmother, and then her grandmother's father, like
just decked
show
out.
up.
This is a fucking gang of elves.
It's really fucking.
Now,
cool.
when they come back, are they in their prime or are they super old, or are they like
in their prime? In their prime.
So they're all like it's like the guy looks over and he's like, "Grandma, you look great."
It'd be them at
never seen you that young.
It would be them at their age when they crafted their legendary items.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
and one of them's
she's
like
trying to be the next.
One of them's like a decrepit old elf. He's like, I finally done it.
I finally created my
I am a true Gemstar, and then he dies. The next time you see him, he's a fucking ghost.
Yeah, so there's that. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Cool.
That's canon.
I like this character.
Yeah, me too. I seriously, I had zero idea what I was going to make today. I'm super thrilled about what we made.
We got Gemstars.
I will put this character sheet up on the Twitter
internet.
Feed. Yeah, once this episode drops. I think I'm excited. We made a really cool elfin cleric.
Yeah,
and I'm thrilled about that. I think we can call it a game.
She's super buff.
She is. She's ripped.
She's got really big biceps.
Indeed.
I'm into it.
All right. With that, let's call it a game. Talk to you guys later.
Bye.